right, welcome everyone to another edition of the Herron Talks podcast, and let's get this out of the way right now. I already know what this is, what people are already saying who are looking at this. We did make, and I ain't gonna put that on Bonita. I did this, so I did say on one of the last episodes that we did that we were efforting to do this once a week. We were like, we were going to be so much better in 2025 than we were in 2024. And because one of the great things is you all tell us you like this, and we get a lot of compliments from it. And I always say, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to, because they even train agents to be consistent in producing content. And I always say, you just got to get the consistency going. And so here we are. And we always start these new ones by calling it a new season. And everybody's like, so your last season, had 3 episodes in it? So
last season had like 1 episode.
I think we did have 1 season with 1 episode. So, Marcella, what season would this be? Would this be season 4? Season 4.
Nobody can keep up.
Well, just like
this is a reboot.
It's okay. So well, let's just say Herron Talks podcast 4.0, right? So we'll do it like that. We're starting over, and guess what we're gonna do, people? I don't know which camera I'm supposed to look at. That one right there. So I want to look at the camera and make this. It's not a promise, but it's it is a
promise.
It's so I promise to make an effort. Marcel said this would be season 5. And so, yeah, it's kind of like the So You Think You Can Dance season. So you're like, well, how can this be 26 seasons? Well, they used to do double seasons, right? They would have 1 and 2 or something like that. But anyway, so this is season 5. We've only been doing it now for 3 years, I think.
I don't know.
I think
it's been 3 years.
I think it's 3 years.
23, okay.
Yeah, that's right, 2023. So it has been 3 years, but this is season 5. So we'll make that make sense later. But here's the deal: we are going to make a tremendous effort to put one of these out every single week, and we've expanded our guest list. So a lot of you like to hear from people, not just real estate agents. And real estate agents are very, very interesting people. You have to be a different kind of breed to do something like this for a living, that you don't have a guaranteed paycheck and you just going to get out there and just know that you're going to be able to make enough money to pay your rent and your mortgage and all that stuff. And so these are very courageous and very different people. But we're going to expand our guest base because, we all know people from all walks of life and different occupations who just have tremendous life lessons and things that they can share that they're just very interesting people. And I think everybody likes to hear a good story. They like to, kind of hear different experiences. And so that's what we are going to bring to you. We're going to effort to do that every single week. And Bonita, did I say that correctly?
I'm not even going to. Let's
So in season 5, we're going to start off by saying Bonita's name correctly. And Marcella, who is of Hispanic origin.
I'm like, what?
So I'm just saying, I just want to make sure that, Bonita is a Spanish word, right? And Bonita, African-American from Mississippi, is the one trying to be very particular about how we pronounce it. So, but am I saying Bonita correctly? Would that be okay in the okay? We good?
Yes,
today?
We're good.
Okay,
we're good.
So if you don't know, not too long ago, on one of those episodes in one of those past seasons, which is probably just 3 episodes or so ago, she decided to announce to me and the rest of the world at the same time that I've known her now for almost a decade, and but she decided that this would be the time on live on air to tell the world and tell me that I've not pronounced her name correctly for almost 10 years. I do believe I've been saying it correctly. I do believe I've been saying Bonita because I know that's how you say it. I did take Spanish a few times. I had to take it probably more than the required amount of times in college, but I did it, and we got through that. And so I know what Bonita is, one of my favorite songs from Tribe Called Quest, Bonita Applebaum, right? I know how to say it. But she tried to say I was saying it incorrectly. After I did review it, I went back, looked at several episodes. There was no issue there, right? I think she was, I don't know if it was sinus infection or something. She was not hearing it correctly. I don't know if
all I have to say is it's BONITA. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. You're good however you say it.
Right. Well, that's how I've been pronouncing it.
Okay.
All right. And then I don't know if she wanted me to make it more of a bow.
No.
Okay. And so it's Bonita.
Okay.
Bonita.
Hi, I'm Bonita Love.
Bonita Love is here with us. She has been our co-host now for the 5 seasons. And so we're happy she's here. She goes back and forth between here, the great state of Texas, and her home state of Mississippi, where she also sells real estate. So if you have any needs there in the great state, in the Magnolia State,
yes,
definitely you can reach out to her for that as well. So very good. And so today, Bonita, we have a very special guest, one that is not in real estate directly, but she claims to be a real estate coach. She desires to coach one person in particular. She thinks she, she thinks she has.
I mean, I feel like she probably has a lot of knowledge.
She's very knowledgeable, very knowledgeable. And so what we decided to do, because she has a very special project coming up, so I would like to talk about that as well. But I would like for you all to get to know my better half. So Dr. Angela Herron is our special guest today. She is a longtime educator and leader. She is a very critical part of any educational system, and she does that with excellence. She is Dr. Herron, so she has earned that some years ago. Successfully has raised 3 boys. One is already a graduate of Texas Tech and is now a real estate agent here at Monument Realty.
Okay.
Mr. Ellis Herron. And then our middle son, Ethan, who's studying psychology at the University of Arkansas, going into his 4th year. And then our youngest, it seems like betrayal. He, we're both University of Texas grads, but he is at the University of Oklahoma and loving it. And we love it for him because he loves it. He's going into his sophomore year now. And so that is an accomplishment, right?
Yeah.
And she did this also while, she was
raised 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, she raised 3. We've been married now on tomorrow, 27 years.
Woo! What a blessing.
That is a blessing,
yes.
right? That is a blessing. And so I guess we did kind of grow up together, right?
Yeah.
So I guess there is some, she didn't raise me, but she, helped in the maturation process. And so she most certainly should get credit for that. Yes. And then she was, a wonderful daughter. Both of her parents are now, gone on to heaven, but she was there as they transitioned and that season of life where they needed her assistance. She and her sister were very good at that. So, when I get to that stage, I feel like I'll be well taken care of. She'll take care of me, right? So, but no, I'm blessed beyond measure to have such a wonderful wife, and I think you all will enjoy the discussions that we'll have today with her, and then also get to talk about this very special and unique project that she has going that I think will be a tremendous benefit for all that experience it. So, like we always do, so there's a couple of things that.
I get to say thank you for having me today?
Right.
Well,
you didn't even get a chance to talk. But I want to say that I'm super excited about having you here.
Thank you. But you do know I'm afraid to say your name now after that one episode.
No.
But I can say Bonita, right?
That's actually perfect.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So it was better than mine. It sounded just like what I said, but it was okay.
But we're not going to talk about that anymore.
We're not.
Okay.
But I just want to say thank you. I really enjoy the podcast, and honestly, I've been trying to get on this podcast for 3 years. I didn't know. Yes, I didn't know I had to create a project in order to be on this podcast. But I did, and then I just sent the text to everybody and said, "When can we tape?" So thank y'all for accommodating me today.
Yeah. Well, let me just say, I had no idea that you wanted to be on the podcast.
And the boys.
The boys want to be on.
Wait, we need to have a family. We need to have a family podcast.
And one of the reasons that this was not brought up previously, because we know what that would turn into, right? So, I'm just saying we're going. Let's see how this one works out, and then we'll.
But you know what else? You don't want any of your family because we've talked about your parents, and you have let that
his sister will be an excellent guest as well.
Yes, we've talked about. But somehow we have not gotten anybody from your family.
Well, we do today, and so
you had to push
I'm
your
happy
way
to
in.
be here. So thank you so much, and all those kind words.
Yes.
But please refer to me as Angela. That just helps me be more comfortable in our conversation today. I appreciate all of the work and the acknowledgement,
The accolades.
Yeah, but let me be Angela, and we'll have a nice conversation.
that's funny.
Am I okay? Call you Angela as well?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. And wait, but he's about to say something. Okay,
Yeah.
go on and share.
It's funny now on here.
Okay.
But
Is it time to go to the next segment?
well, I'm just saying that I
Home,
do
you call
know.
her Dr.
Oh, listen, when they became Dr. Herron, it was, yeah.
She put in work.
Yeah, but she kind of wanted that. Yeah, no, we were husband and kids were referencing her as Dr. Herron. We were kind of like
No, it
the
was
Jacksons,
Dr.
like
it was
they had to call Daddy Joseph, right? We were calling her
It wasn't
Doctor.
Mom anymore. It was
No,
Dr.
it was a joke. I said, call me Dr. Mom, but
Yeah, the boys were calling her Dr. Mom.
it was just as a joke.
Yeah, really.
That was fun. We laugh a lot at home.
Yeah, we do.
We laugh a lot.
We
at
do.
home.
We do.
Okay.
But
That's good.
yeah,
That's
but,
funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, good. So yes, so very good, Angela. We'll
Thank
go
you.
with Angela.
Thank you.
Very good. So great. Happy to have you here. So no, there was no trepidation or more skittish about having you on here. We just wanted to make sure we had you at
The perfect time.
perfect time.
And
Right?
here we are. So
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, Angela, you can be a part of this conversation.
Okay.
That Bonita and I have been having here recently, and it's more kind of a conversation that's been happening across our industry as a whole, as agents have moved into the world of content creation in order to promote their individual brands and sell properties. And so people do it in different ways, right? And people have different styles and different methods that they use to attract attention. And so recently there has been a wave of I'm trying to think how to say it. There are a lot of people who have decided that to garner attention, they will use things outside of the traditional house that they might be showing, that they are going to do or show other things.
Such as?
Well, I mean, so we'll get right to it. I mean, there's some in our industry who've decided that showing their physique, is that how you say that? Physique?
Yeah.
Their body parts or enhancements will be, I guess, that to draw attention initially, right? And then say, oh, by the way, I'm gonna show you this house, right? First look at me, and then also look at this house. And apparently it works for some. It brings a lot of attention. I don't know that it's always good attention. But that's their prerogative. They can do it that way if they want to. But I do think from the chatter that I see and hear that it doesn't bode well necessarily for the industry, because a lot of people then look at real estate practitioners as not necessarily as professional as we actually are. Most of us are. And I do think it does, I don't know, it's just not necessarily a good look. That's my opinion, but that's, maybe it's just me, but I just think it is not the best thing for our industry.
It's funny you say that, because I remember scrolling through IG, and I believe one of those reels popped up, and I was confused. Like I'm like, what are we selling here? I don't want to look at this, or I don't mind looking at the house, but you are distracting me, and I don't want to see all that. And does your brokerage even know that this is how you're promoting the property or the owner. I don't know. It was, but I want to not judge. It's just that it popped up. Like I wasn't searching for it, and I didn't want to see it.
What was it about the video? Like, without saying names, obviously.
Yeah, and I wouldn't know the names or whatever. They could have had more clothes on, and as I think I love the way you said physique and enhancements. So if we're talking in code, that it seems like that's what was being promoted more than the house itself. But if you look at the comments, I was shocked that more people didn't feel like I felt. There was a lot of encouragement, so I guess it's a space for that.
I love how y'all are just so like politically correct and nice about this, because.
So what are your thoughts? And we've had that. We were obviously not in front of cameras talking about it. So the reason I probably tread a little lightly on it is because I do not want to come off as though I'm being judgmental, but I think my concern more is for the ultimate well-being, not only of that person, because I do think if they're really trying to be a true professional and really trying to have a true career, that's probably not the route to go if they want to be really taken seriously by potential buyers and sellers of real estate. I think that's probably not the way to go. It might be appealing to some of their friends who think, oh yeah, go do it, girl, do your thing, right? And they are encouraging that, but the industry, when they look at it, they probably see something that they don't like, maybe even a joke. And I just think it's hurtful, not only to her, and there's guys too. There's some guys, they're out there, doing stuff too. But what I do see probably a few more women in this position. Not only does it's harmful to them, but it's harmful to the industry as a whole too, because then people look at the industry and those who practice real estate with kind of a side eye, like, okay, anybody can do this. This is how they do this, right? So that part I don't like as far as its ultimately impact to the industry as a whole. So that's why I want to tread lightly, because I do want those who might have a different opinion to at least be able to hear me, right? Because what happens is people get walled off. If I have a certain opinion about something, and if that person who has a different opinion comes a little too strong and a little too self-righteous and all that stuff, I'll wall off and won't hear it, right? So I would like for somebody to at least hear my opinion and kind of give it a little thought.
I would love to hear the opinion of someone who disagrees, actually. But, I mean, I think for me, coming in the industry 10 years ago.
Congrats.
Thanks. I didn't realize until I got in the industry that people don't respect us. Like, we have a bad reputation. This was before, social media was around, but not like it is now, like everybody's a content creator and the reels and the videos and everything. But it was almost like we were just like one step above car salesmen. Not to talk about car salesmen, but and then with all this, like you said, I know with social media is so heavy now. We see more people come in, because we put off that, oh, it's so easy. All I do is show pretty houses, and so we already make it look easy. And so we got all these people just coming in, and they're showing off their bodies. Let's just they're thinking showing off their bodies. Okay, sex sells, sure, but I am curious, like how you said, like their broker, their firm, like, are y'all okay with this?
Right.
And then for someone like you who isn't in the industry, who's a consumer. You're looking at it like, okay, I wouldn't.
Like, what values do you have? And if you don't, I'm judging. Okay, so I'm looking and I'm judging. So if you don't have high morals for yourself, how can I trust that you will have those same morals when you are helping me process this transaction that I'm trying to do? But I'll admit, I'm judging.
Well, So, but now here's the thing: if we're being real, we all judge, right? We all judge, and we judge, the books based on the cover too, right? We don't always take the time to really kind of read the chapters. We see the cover and we're like, okay, I don't think so. And then, because I've had agents who have kind of gone that path, tell me that they were upset because they went to show a property and the guy came and all he really wanted to do was try to figure out, how they could move to another transaction and not one that involved the house. And so now we're upset and offended, and I can't believe that. Well, you can't believe that. I'm like, you really can't believe that. You don't know. I'm like, so you really can't have it both ways. That's not to say that a pretty woman should not because a person is attractive, that gives somebody the right to then try to.
I'm
not saying that at all. So what I'm saying though is, if you decide though that your calling card is going to be your looks or your body, if that is going to be what I'm going to use to initially attract your attention, then do understand that because you're using that as the attention grabber, the person who is interested in what you are showing will appear. He will be there. And he will be like, "Hey, what's up?" Right?
Yeah, there's a way to do it. Be classy about it. Like you said, the clothing. You can't change your body, really. Or you can, but the clothing, the way you're kind of, putting yourself out there, they know what they're doing. So for them to come back and say, "Oh, I can't believe that," come on, you know exactly what you're doing.
Because the intent is to show your body.
Yeah.
Like, so is your intent really to sell my house, or is it self-promotion of yourself? And then that case, it doesn't matter if it was about the clothes or anything else. Like, you're not really in this for me as a customer. You're in this for you. And that's not anybody that I want to do business with.
And we are being looked at as a joke, because I have friends all the time send me videos, I'm like, oh.
Is it because of the TV shows as well? I don't know. Is that helping with that?
So I think that
perception.
I think the TV shows,
that was part of it.
Yeah, I think the TV shows attract certain people who they want the lifestyle. They want this kind of glamorous situation, and they also want kind of some of the trashiness of some of those things. They kind of like the drama, right? Kind of want to be.
Everybody wants to be a celebrity these days, anyway. Right. Just everybody is their own little celebrity on their social media. Yeah, but I think that kind of, like I said, social media, TV shows, after selling Sunset and everything. Because, we've always had real estate TV shows, but they were like the HGTV.
Right.
Even $1 Million Listing, which I love, never really just. But once they came out with the and I guess we can say it. Just selling Sunset. I think there was one selling Tampa.
I like that one.
But even though I remember the first episode, it was like a pretty girl and she had no idea what she was talking about in this $1 million house. I was like, oh gosh.
I remember that episode.
But it's just, we're making us look like a joke. Yeah. And people are doing parodies and stuff, and I'm like, oh man.
And it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, I just think that's it's a thing. And then now, what people have to understand too, you're not only representing yourself and your business, but that client, that house has there's a client associated with it, whether it's the seller or the builder, individual seller or builder, and then your brokerage as a whole, right? And it's not just your broker, but the other people in the brokerage, right? So you're tied to all of those people. So I think if you would give a little bit of consideration as to what impact that might have on the other people in your brokerage, the broker, the seller, your buyer, right? I had an agent who said that she had been showing houses to the husband on the weekends, and the wife had been out of town. So the wife comes into town finally and meets the real estate agent, and all of a sudden they ghost. They never to hear from them again, right? And so I feel pretty confident I know what happened, right? That the wife came back and was like, "Oh, this is who we've been hanging out with."
I don't even like showing. I need your wife there. I don't even like, if I know you're married, even like with usually like a group text.
Right.
If the husband try to get out, I come on back in. I'm not texting you outside this group text because I don't want any problems. No.
I think that's wise.
Yeah, because I mean, not even saying that they're trying to do anything. Right. It's just we're gonna.
It allows for no misunderstanding. Right. Everybody was here. Everybody's a part of it. So okay, well, cool.
But I'm gonna just like if it's working for them, go.
But okay, so very good. So that's yeah. So our if person wants that to be their persona, more power to them. If that works for them, but I do believe there's a much better way to do that, a much safer way, a much more productive way than to use those assets, or if they think they're assets, right? A lot of times they're, whatever. We won't do that because I just don't know the appeal, right? Some of the, I don't know the appeal. Right, I just don't know who is like, ooh, wow, she's,
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people in this world. Yeah.
Look at the comments. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, and right,
it must be working for them. They still doing it.
And the comments amaze me. Right, you got somebody who's got an ottoman strapped to their back.
See,
and everybody's like,
you just couldn't resist.
Right, and like, ooh, she's hot. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's I don't know. Anyway,
so Angela,
yeah, we go on to something else. So let's turn our let's move on to something else. So Bonita, since we have Angela here, and we were going through. I guess in the first when you found out that she was. Texas Palm and, cheerleader and all that good stuff back in the day, University of Texas. You had the nerve to say to me.
The nerve.
Yeah. That with Angela being around all those athletes and all that stuff, and she was on Texas Palm and all that stuff, you were actually openly wondering to my face, how was I able to basically end up with Angela, almost like I was like the competition would have been a little too great and that I shouldn't have been able to win out in that situation. I was like, oh, really? Well, and you really wanted to be able to ask her. You didn't know what to ask, but you had
first of all,
questions.
it's not because she was on the Palm. Was it Palm squad?
Texas Palm.
Uh-huh. Not just that. Just seeing her, you can tell she's that girl. So, not saying that. Nothing against you, Al. I would ask any man that same question.
Interesting. Well, so
and she still is that girl, but I would ask any man that same question. Nothing against you personally. How did you get her? How'd you snag her?
Yeah, well, that's what it felt like you were saying. But I was like I wasn't like I was because I told y'all, and I've told people, I'll tell y'all about this too. So that there was a Janet Jackson concert we went to one time.
Not this. Sorry, okay.
So, and this was when Janet was at the South Dallas at the Fair Park deal. Mm-hmm. So we had pretty good seats, and there was a line of sight between me and Janet. So there's always a piece in the show.
You know this story?
I think I know where
he
it's going.
Tells it a lot. I don't know if he tells it a lot on like Good Morning Monument and like all. Yeah,
I was there, but I don't remember.
So you haven't heard the actual story?
No, I don't remember it happening like this.
Yeah,
I've heard the story
cool.
too.
And that's all right. And it's cool.
But share.
And it's probably Janet was being respectful, right? That's why you don't know it quite like that. So anyway, there's always this part in the show where Janet will pull some guy out of the audience to come up, right? And so I kind of knew on a few songs before that, man, she making a lot of Alicia Keys did this too, but I know she did it, right?
Basically, both of your crushes just happened to make eye contact with you?
Listen, anyway. Okay. So Janet made eye contact several times, right? And I was like, but I was kind of, I'm there with Angela, and I'm kind of, you kind of just, I'm like looking at Janet, looking like, really, this is what we doing? And I so certain. I'm like 98, 99% certain that I was going to be the person.
You were going to be the guy.
Yeah. And I just think that, she finally looked, and I was kind of like, look, I can't have you messing this up, right? That was the eye contact I was giving. Kind of like, I can't have you messing this up. I really like her, and if I get up there, and then
that would have been the
I have
end.
some choices, to make, right? And then because Janet probably would have been like, hey, what's up? And then I would, I didn't want to be in that position.
And I would have to find a ride home or something.
Well, no, it wouldn't have been like that. I would just gotten a number, and then we would have figured that out later, right?
That out.
But so it's not like, so I know that even though you talking about she was that girl, she was that girl, but I wasn't. I was kind of that dude.
Okay, but regardless, like I said, you married up.
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, I did. Yeah, and I have no problem with that. That's good. That says a lot about. So if you're able to marry up, that says a lot about you. In fact, that I'll just leave it at that. So yes, but she married well too. She did good.
I think
I did.
Okay, very good. Yeah. So you were asking how did I snag Angela? So
I want to hear the love story because before we started talking on the podcast, Angela said that when she met you, she knew she was going to marry you.
So
when you met him, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And how old were y'all when y'all met?
I was in the 10th grade.
And you knew in 10th grade?
Yeah, he had the qualities and characteristics of the man that I wanted to be my husband, as well as the man who I would want to be the father of my children, but our children. So although at the time I would say, like, if my boyfriends at the time, they may not have had those, their characteristics may not have aligned to what I wanted in a husband. Al did, and I knew he was the one. I don't think those feelings were reciprocated, or you didn't communicate that clearly, but I know I'm sure I've said it at the time.
So in 10th grade, are y'all the same age?
No, he's a year older.
Were y'all in the same school, or y'all knew each other?
We attended the same church, and Al saw I was in a children's choir or youth choir, and it was a sad choir. It was probably about 5 of us, and only one of us knew how to sing. And we needed to recruit new members really badly. And so Al's sister was a part of the choir, and Al joined the choir, I think, to meet me.
Probably so.
Let's just say yes.
Well, I did it because you were one of the ones recruiting. You were trying to get me to come be part of the choir.
Don't do that. Okay.
Oh, for real. So she was one of the ones that asked, and I was like,
don't downplay it. Okay.
I'm not. I'm just saying that's. Well, what I'm saying is I was not really looking to be part of the choir.
Right.
But you started coming to choir practice.
Yes. Yes. I
did. You saw what was in there. Like, hold on.
Well, sure. No question about it. Yes, that is true.
And then his best friend, Byron Schaffner, actually attended Arts Magnet with me. And on Cinco de Mayo, he approached me and said, my friend Al wants to meet you, and here's his number.
Well,
you had to send a messenger?
Yeah, well, because it probably wasn't I want to meet you, because I've knew you.
What were the words?
I can't remember what the words were, but I had Byron, because I knew Byron. Y'all were at Arts Magnet. I said, Byron, you kind of check this out, because she's seems nice. I kind of want see what's up, and so Byron, kind of doing his due diligence, then reached out on my behalf, make sure she got it was okay to get the number and share the number with me and all that good stuff. And so on Cinco de Mayo, way back in 1988. 88. Yeah.
That's my year.
Yeah, when you were born.
That was a good year.
Right. That was a great year.
That's when we first talked like that, right?
Okay.
I knew her in the choir, but I didn't really know her like that at church. But that was how I got.
So you called her.
Called her, yeah. We had a great conversation.
First date was, we were friends first, but our first outing was to a Mavs game.
Dallas Mavericks game
at Reunion Arena.
The old Reunion Arena back in the day. And so that was great. That was good. We were really just friends. For
which is good. Because y'all got to know each other with the. So, but when you say you knew when you first like saw him, or because you kind of knew him a little bit at church, but not really. Or once you started getting to know him,
okay. But I did know his sister. Like we were closer.
Okay.
Than Al. Like I don't think we talked at all. I was friends with Tasha. I may have even gone over to the house because she was part of the leadership trying to get new choir members in our at church.
Yeah. So that's how we met, and then in '89, the year I graduated from high school, I was part of the Jack and Jill battalion, and so I had to ask somebody to be my bail. So bows and bells. So bows and bells. That's Jack and Jill. So Jack and Jill, right? And so I asked Angela to do that. So that's when we really probably started, moving from just being friends to,
because of all of the activities. Yeah. So it's not only learning the waltz, but and going to church together, but there were also events we had to go to together.
Yep, I do a lot of
events.
Basically
like culture they were events. Putting y'all together anyway. like an arrangement.
Yeah.
Some people thought it was arranged. Honestly, people have said that, but it wasn't arranged. It wasn't arranged.
Okay.
And so then went to UT.
Yeah, because you graduated first.
And then she, yeah. So was it when I went off to Texas, I started telling her about UT because she was trying to figure out where she was going to go to school. And so I was telling her, love Texas. And she ended up going to UT, but not following me. She said it was because she didn't have to write an essay. She didn't have to write an essay.
Hey.
So at first, when Al decided to go to college, he wanted a college that had a healthy athlete. I mean, of course, the academics were strong, but a healthy athletic program or environment or culture. For me, I just wanted a college that was in a city. Like I didn't want a college in the middle of nowhere and there's nothing else to do but study. But I thought UT was just too big. I'm like, it's no way I'm going to UT. Yeah. It's too big. And then Al said, you need to come down here. You need to visit. But honestly, and this is so horrible, at the time, UT, the application was very simple. Like I think the standards were still the same. The standards are standard, but I recall not having to write an essay. Like you just submitted all your transcripts, your SAT, and then the decision pretty much was based on that. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, because I don't have time for all this extra stuff. But so that was one of the reasons. But then when I went down to UT to visit with my parents, and then I also went with my school, it's just a beautiful campus. And Al talked about, even though it's a large class of 100 people, if you sit on the front row, it's just very small. And then also my parents, I don't know if this is a good time to talk about this. Even though I went to Arts Magnet, my parents really enforced in me that I needed to major like in either accounting, engineering, or something math related, but dance was not an option. But fortunately, the dance director at UT saw me dance, and they were like, she can't major in dance, but they gave me a scholarship and they allowed me to take classes with the dance majors just because they knew I was there. So that was another reason that I thought was beneficial for me attending UT. But it was just a great experience.
Dance was your passion?
Dance was my passion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
And I've taught Al how to dance, by the way. Yeah, I don't know if we want to share with that. Do you want to talk about that?
You taught him how to dance?
I taught Al how to dance.
So... Yeah, well, here's the thing. I don't know.
My sister and I.
They didn't really teach me how to dance. They encouraged me to, because I wouldn't dance and stuff, right? I didn't, I wasn't trying.
You're just too cool.
I was just not trying to entertain people, right?
It's entertaining anyway.
Well, that's what it kind of felt like. That's, I didn't feel like that was my thing, and so, but
I brought that gift out of you because now you dance all the time at home.
Oh,
do people know? Did you know that?
I don't think I've ever seen him move more than like a...
Oh, no. He does all kind of moves.
Marcella, all the time?
All the time.
You're not comfortable around us to dance?
That's no, again, that's
just something.
I'm like, you're around Marcelo a lot. You never seen him dance. No.
No, Marcelo's not saying.
Well, now that we know.
Yeah. Well, now y'all know. So
put on some Janet or some Michael.
Yeah. So
this whole first blog that I've released really is talking about.
Well, you jumping on.
Okay, I'll jump.
Okay, so here's one of the reasons we want Angela on too. So Angela, in her experience as educator and leader at church, she leader and she taught dance to students. So she's been just kind of a leader in most things that she gets involved in. And so in that position, and just through life, right, whether it's, taking care of aging parents or raising kids, and just the experience of, trying promotions and not getting promoted when you probably should have been promoted, just life in general, she's always kind of taking notes of that and kind of paid attention to it and allowed those lessons, not necessarily knowing that one day she was going to try to, share them like that, but she always, was aware of situations and kind of notated those things and made notes and, kind of wrote little, not, we know them as posts now, but just kind of like little journaling, right? Those experiences. And so what she decided to do here recently, she said the Lord kind of put it on her heart to, share some of this stuff, right? Share this with other people in the form of, whether it's blog posts or eventually podcasts and things of that nature. But she felt like she's experienced these things for a reason, and now she wants to be a benefit to others and share those things. And so with that, Angela, you can get more details on that, but I didn't want you to start talking about the blog post. And
Okay. I just thought it was a nice transition. So
yeah, so it's even a better transition now, because now that we know what we're talking about.
Okay. So probably about a month ago, I came home, and if I'm being honest, it was a situation where I think a lot of people have dealt with, where you've heard something or someone has said something about you that really doesn't speak to your real character. Mm-hmm. And so how I decided to tackle that is, I need to brand myself better so that when something is said about me, that I don't have to rely on in hope that other people speak up for me, but I want to be more loud in my character, and as well as share these lessons that I've learned over time. And so I promise you, I sat down, and what the Holy Spirit gave me was like lessons in real time. And so what this is a blog, like Al said. It speaks to my character, but it also deals with different experiences that I had throughout my life, whether it's when I'm raising Ellis and Evan and Ethan, or situations with Al or my parents, things that I've experienced that I think will be beneficial to other people throughout life. The reason why I think I've been able to navigate certain situations is because there's always been someone that I can go to for support. And so what I want to do is really take what I've kind of learned and hopefully share that with other women, so that if they experience the same challenges, they won't have such difficulty navigating them.
I love this.
Mm-hmm. And so I love the first release. It's about Al.
Okay.
And it's entitled I Built the Room Before He Walked In, I think is the name of it. And it's so funny to me that, Al is very outgoing. Everybody's like, Al. He's asked to like host things, and he's like all out there. But honestly, when I first met Al, to me, he was a very shy person. Mm-hmm. I don't see him like I don't remember him. I know you could do it because you're very smart, brilliant. That's why I love you. You were very encouraging all the time, helping me be better. But to me, he was holding back. So when he came home, and please talk about this, and you said that you wanted to do comedy, I was like, what in the world? Because this was the furthest thing from the Al that I knew. So and I don't like Bonita. Can you? Like if Al said I'm gonna do comedy, you probably would be like, oh, okay. Like with that following line. I
can see, I guess from knowing Al these years, I can see maybe before. So before his comedy, when he told you he wanted to do comedy, so before that, you're saying he didn't really put himself out there like that.
Not at all. Not at all. Like
I think I can see maybe deep down because one thing I noticed about Al, like whenever we have like real estate events or parties or whatever, he's there for maybe 5 minutes. He comes, he'll say his little things he needs to say to everybody, and he's gone. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that type of personality, I can tell that's really him. But yeah, he, for anybody else that knows him, like you said, he's very outgoing.
He's hilarious, and he's very good at it. But I was scared to death when he came home, said he wanted to do a comedy set, and it's because, and I don't talk about it, but he had a friend, and rest his soul, so I have to be nice and kind. But his friend was a comedian, like a local comedian, and his stage name was Denzel Snipes.
He looked like neither Denzel nor Snipes.
Like, there was a combination.
So it was a combination.
No, ma'am.
So he was
Denzel
ma'am. Snipes, but he looked like neither.
But I mean, talk about like what made you do that.
So basically, Albert Goldsmith was his name, and he went by the stage name Denzel Snipes, and
he was funny. He was hilarious.
He was funny, but he was not. As I would listen to him, I was like, he's not funnier than me. How is he able to? Yes, no. No, and that's where this really came from. And so I was at one of his shows and listening, and I was like, I'm listening to the crowd, and they laughing.
He was hilarious.
And I was just kind of in shock. And so I'm talking to him at a table with some of his comedy buddies, and I'm like, dude, really?
Wow.
I'm like, you doing this for a living, and they think you funny. I said, but you know I'm funnier than you.
You told him that?
I said that to him in front of them. And so his comedy friends kind of hyping it up, like, oh, for real, he's funnier than you. And so Albert was like, man, don't listen to that. And so Denzel was like, no, he's funny, but he's not.
A comedian.
He ain't stand-up comedy funny. And I was like, if you can do this, I can do this. Mm-hmm. And they were like, bet, let's do it. Let's do it. And they set it up.
Was it like a Jamaican restaurant in North Dallas? They had an open mic.
Over there by that AMC.
Cinemark.
Is it a Cinemark? It's something over 635 and something. But there was
Walnut,
like by Webb Chapel?
Webb Chapel, yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was a Jamaican restaurant there, but on Wednesday nights they did comedy. And so they were like, hey, now get him to come. You come to this, and you going to perform that night.
Wait, before this, had you ever been in any capacity like on the stage in front of people at all? Oh,
no.
My gosh.
So when he told, I'm like, of course I'm scared, but I did not like let him know because like.
You didn't want to.
But I got to believe him.
Did you think he was at least funny though?
Dang. He was very shy. I'm being honest.
That is so crazy.
And so let me tell you. So I called his parents, and they were like, "What? What? Yeah, Al's gonna do this comedy set. We gotta be there. Like we gotta help him." So. Well, help you in a sense.
I get no. Y'all were trying to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So didn't want a lot of hecklers. Didn't know how that would go down. So I'm like,
they're gonna force some laughs for you.
Right. I'm like, we gotta pack this out. So all of our church friends, because the youth choir, now we're adults, and I call all the church members to come. Audience. And I said, hey, y'all, we go, however it go down, like, we're going to be there for our boy.
That's right.
And he was hilarious. We were all shocked. He was hilarious. And people were like, when's the next one?
I was the best one that night. So,
He was.
Albert's perform, or was there?
He did like this. Yeah. He was like the
Okay.
MC.
Right.
Okay. Like the host.
He was the MC, and can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
And so he had some of the local comedians, and they had an actual real guy who tours. What's his name? Damon Williams, I think.
I don't remember.
Y'all know
Damon,
him. Damon,
I think Williamson, maybe.
something like that. Yeah, he performed. He was funny, right?
Okay.
So of all of us, he was the funniest.
Yeah.
But of the other guys,
The amateurs.
I
yeah.
killed them.
Okay.
Right, and these weren't amateurs. They were all performing
Local
comics.
comedians. Well, they
Yeah.
they traveled
They
sometimes.
traveled. Yeah, no, they
Okay.
they were actual.
But this is your
comedians.
very first time.
Yes, and that was so, and there were no other amateurs. So I was brought there to basically almost kind of be fed to the line. They were like, "We're gonna show him," and there was no way I was not going to be. So every night I was working. I was doing my set in the shower. I was.
And that's the other thing. Like when Al works things out, it's in the shower, so we don't really get to see the work.
Okay.
He does. I mean, it's a very smart strategy. He doesn't share it because he doesn't want people's judgment to kind of cloud the vision that's been placed.
Okay.
So they would
upon
ask.
you.
So he never
No.
You didn't see
Try
any
and
of this
try
or
out
any of this.
anything,
Okay.
no. Because here's the problem: is if I tried it out and then it was getting a
Yeah.
bad response, it was gonna mess me up mentally. So I was just like, if it fails there. It's not gonna fail. I'm not gonna make it fail before I even get on stage. And so I wouldn't share. And I still to this day I won't share stuff if I perform somewhere. I'm not gonna share it. But so it went really well, and I don't think Denzel ever acknowledged me being better than him, but he kind of knew, I think. And
he started doing comedy shows and promoting real estate through it. Like Al started having his own comedy shows, and then Marvin Michaels, who's actually like a true professional comedian and writer for like the networks, invited you to his sets. So,
so I got some pretty good exposure, and what we found out was really, what I did. I was in real estate now, but I was still in the minds of a lot of people kind of just on the coattails of my dad because of his name, right? And so everybody thought my success, because I was really good at real estate, right? But I was still getting a lot of people saying it was because of that. And so I really desired to kind of create a name for myself and an identity of my own. And so one of the things that I realized is that, what we can do, especially in Oak Cliff, where my base was in the first place. Oak Cliff at that point, we're talking the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, everything was moving out of Oak Cliff as far as entertainment. So even the movie theaters were closed now. Everything, if you really wanted to do something, you had to go away to go do it. And so the Oak Cliff Country Club, which is now the golf club of Dallas, owned by Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship, at that time it was Oak Cliff Country Club. And so you could rent. My parents had a membership there, and so you could rent the ballroom. And I said, you know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna rent this ballroom and then host comedy shows here, and this will let me create a platform and stage for myself. I would be comedian and host, bring these comedians there, and then get the whole community to show up, not knowing how successful it would be, because remember, this is before the social media posts and all that stuff. We don't have this.
And it was clean comedy. It was clean comedy too.
It was clean comedy too. So that way I could also get, because that group was a little bit older who lived right there around it. So I wanted to get them, because they owned houses, they had money. I wanted them to show up to this thing. And so I required that the comedy be clean. I mean, as clean as comedy can be, right? So it's still going to be, curse word or two here and there, but none of the raunchy stuff and all that. And so the comedians had to agree that that's the way they would perform. And so the very first one that we announced, we had to do it. We did it really through, I remember sending email chains to different people, and just kind of word of mouth. And we sent mailers and stuff out to the neighborhood. And so, we didn't know how many people were going to be there. On the very first one, we probably had 200 people showed up in that ballroom. So it was like, okay, there's a demand for this kind of thing. And it went really well. And so all those people liked it and demanded that we keep doing it. So we did it for a number of years. We would do it, maybe once a quarter or something like that, so maybe 4 times a year. And from that, it allowed me to kind of elevate my name and stature, gave me a platform of my own. and a client base of my own. And I always joke now, even there's a group of workers who are still at Target in Oak Cliff. If they were located at different places, moved now, but those workers moved over there. If I go to that Target today and I haven't performed in years, they will see me and say, hey, when is the next comedy show? And I'm like, y'all, you asked this, and we haven't done this in, a decade, but y'all are still asking. It was that impactful, not only for my business, but for the people right there around the place. And so it taught me a very valuable lesson of, breaking outside of myself and doing things that, I always thought I could do, but, just my personality, or at least the personality I projected, would not normally be that way. And I'm really more of an introvert than an extrovert. So it's taxing. So when it's over, I'm like, I'm ready for it to be over. I'm ready to go home. Right? And
You're not trying to hang around.
No, I'm not trying to hang around. I need to go.
But the lesson, going back to, lessons in real time, is that when you first told me that you wanted to do the comedy, if I had been negative about your idea and said, you know what, I don't think you really should do that, then the gift that God had placed in you that never had come to fruition yet would have been denied. And then all of the success and other opportunities that have sparked because of this one event wouldn't have occurred. So the lesson is, you don't watch people fail, but really create the conditions so people can succeed and be successful.
Yeah, because you really encourage him and grabbed everybody that you knew and support without even knowing that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, without that. So we went from, so that was a great thing. So she had, unbeknownst to me, had basically packed the room with people who were, they were going to they would force some laughs, even if I was up there bombing. They were going to try to make sure that I got through it without, without egg on my face. But it worked really well. And then that same group, a couple of weeks later, I got to perform in Deep Ellum at a place. And now everybody's there, even my pastor is there. And I was like, that one I got a little nervous because I was like, wow, there's people here, right? Because I was like,
Michaels.
And I was like, okay. So, but that one went really well because I settled down, familiar faces. I could lock on some faces I knew. And, but again, that was Angela kind of as that supportive spouse and was trying to make sure that, hey, she helped create the conditions that would allow me to succeed. And so that's, in any great marriage, that's what you do. You support your spouse in some of the things that might sound like it's a little weird or not necessarily something you would have expected. If they believe it and believe in it, you try to do your thing to help them achieve it and succeed with it. And so all throughout Angela's life, that's kind of how she moves, and not just with me, but just anything she's involved in. She has this gift to be able to kind of create the atmosphere necessary for it to be successful. And so I think with her blog series and podcasts and content that she's going to create and share with this lessons in real time series, I think people will find very beneficial because, a lot of times the things that we go through, sometimes we think we're the only one or feel like we're the only one and don't necessarily have somebody to talk to. And then you just come across a message at the right time. You're like, dang, I needed that. I needed that at this moment. And so you never know who will be impacted by it, but it's important to get it out there. So those people
right. And I don't want it to be like a theory or I'm talking at someone. I'm just sharing things that I've experienced that I think can be beneficial to others. So not only is this a lesson, but the following blog that I'm going to release is actually about the boys. Again, being a mother, 3 African-American boys, one thing that was always very important to me is that they don't let others define who they are. So I needed them to be strong in their identity so that not if, but when someone challenges them or thinks that or has low expectations for them, that they know that that's not who I am and that I'm better than that and I can live up to that. So I'm excited about that post as well. It's gonna be fun. So
yeah, I'm so excited. I mean, we see a lot of Al out there and we never get to hear from you really. So
I feel like our roles have flipped because I may have been more outgoing in the beginning of the relationship. But I love to see him on stage and perform. It makes me smile.
If he had told you that he was going to pursue comedy full time, would you have been, all right, let's go?
Yes, because honestly, I think it's a gift. Not everybody can do that cold.
You're right.
And they've never done it to
Right.
write jokes and have the timing.
Why didn't you go full time?
Because he had real
I
estate.
had a real estate job. I had a real
I got
job.
a family.
I had a family. I had to take care of. Yeah, I could.
You could have been Kevin Hart right now.
No, I would have had to. Yeah, that's a hard. Those guys,
Yeah.
I got to know a lot of them, and it's
a lot of grinding.
yeah. You got to really be dedicated to it. But if you are right, and some of those guys did make it, and actually were able to make a living at that. And the comedians, when you see them, because the work it takes to, especially you go to stuff, there's some people who show up in the audience to, let's see if you can't make me laugh. There's some people that's their, and so it's a weird dynamic, and especially for the person who decides I'm going to go do that. It's kind of like, but it's not that different. I would tell people it's not that different from what we do as real estate. So it's a weird personality to go do this, right? We don't get a first and 15th check, right? And if it doesn't, it's not. Yeah, we just out there, right? And it's
hoping for the best,
right? But then you say you do some of those jokes to release things that you experience as a real estate agent.
That makes sense.
What happened?
That makes sense.
So what happened is really turned into kind of a little therapy, right? And
Maybe I should start coming.
Yeah, you might. Listen, and I had to do it because I was also taking on. So as an office leader, and you're leading other agents, you start taking on their stresses and all that kind of stuff, and it's something, right? And you feel it in your, you get tensed up because of what they're going through, and so it was a great release to be able to come do those things, and even just talk about, and just even talking about the experiences, right? It was a good thing, and I always claim that I'm going to try to do it again, but I think I'm too old now.
No, you have to do it again.
You just have a different demographic.
Yeah, I
mean, not necessarily.
Because there's comics out there.
But you're not too old. When Angela came to you and told you, after you realized that you wanted to do this, how soon did you tell Al?
Probably that night. I'm being honest. Like, it probably took me 2 days to build out a 3-year plan. So
that's how you really know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just so excited about it, and so he's even seen some of the posts. I get his feedback on it, and it's been nice.
Yeah, so y'all just got, I don't know how many months worth of stuff already done. So, it should, it'll be a tremendous benefit. I've read a lot of it, and then the pieces that she's going to add to it later, like, podcasts and some video stuff, and just kind of make sure that it can be consumed by enough people who really need it, right? And there's a lot of people who need it, and
I need it.
I think everybody. It's beneficial.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited.
So I think it'll be good. I'm excited for it, and so Was there anything else you'd like to add about this? Because that's going to be when people see this broadcast, the first she's doing the first post is happening tomorrow. So
our anniversary.
I love that.
So I will always remember the launch date.
Yeah. Look at that.
Now,
how would we? Yeah, where will it be?
Actually. Actually, I've created a Substack, so just look for Dr. Angela Herron on Substack, and then or follow me on Instagram, which I think is Dr. Angela Herron or Dr. Angela H, and then I'm Angela Abney Herron on Facebook. Then my LinkedIn also I'll share it on there as well. But outside of Lessons in Real Time, you always start with like, what's your favorite song? So I just knew you were
expecting that.
I was ready. I'm sorry.
A little get to know.
So
wanted to throw in some real estate mess
and jump right in. Like, I wanna share.
I'm sorry. So what? Yeah. Now we have seen
because we know your favorite artists and stuff like that. Yeah, let's get to know Angela.
Well, okay. Well, we can definitely do that. Now, we have seen, I will say this, though, and I saw a post that said, I don't know if there's crack in the Michael movie or what, but this person, I've seen it 6 times. We've seen it 3 times.
We'll see it again once Ethan comes home from school.
Yeah, but so I would imagine that could be one. But you tell us, who is your, if you had to pick your favorite artist of all time, and what might be your favorite song from
of
that
all
artist?
time?
Of all time.
Your top 2.
I don't have an all time. I have a favorite. Beyonce is like.
I
Well,
know
we know
that
that.
one, yeah.
Right. We know that. Right.
I don't know what number.
But she's not your favorite of all time.
No, because no, I don't think I have an all time favorite. Like I love Beyonce. I love listening to Drake. I love listening to Kendrick Lamar. So I'm not picking sides. Of course, I've been listening to Michael Moore since the movie was released. I don't love Alicia Keys as much as Al, but I do appreciate Alicia Keys' pre-marriage to Swiss Beats.
And there we go.
Yeah.
So I'm so sorry.
Why is that? By the way, her Broadway Hell's Kitchen is really good. Really good. Yeah. And I'm not like the biggest. I like her music, but I'm not the biggest. But it was really good. So why pre-Swiss?
I think her music was more authentic.
I don't really know her music after.
So you don't even know her music out there. So
music
you don't even know
is
about it. So all y'all did that to her, right? So
what is she?
well, here's the thing, and poor Alicia, and I hate this for her. That there was this misconception out there. This how people put these rumors and stuff out there that as though she broke up Swiss Beats marriage.
I've heard that.
And so everybody kind of act like just everything just kind of went silent on Alicia Keys after that. They even started talking about some of her performances were kind of a little struggling because she got that. I remember one person, one of my friends. I don't know if it was Leah.
Probably Leah or Tina.
Tina. Somebody said that because she was kind of cracking notes on one of these shows. She got that adultery in her throat.
I think her live shows, she's a very talented musician. Vocalist.
So
we've heard her in concert at Texas Trust.
And she was great.
She was
great. And again, that's another one who this was, this was diary era, right?
Okay.
Right.
This
yeah.
is
Were you saying
earlier.
she was looking at you? Is that what you were about to say?
While performing that song too.
Oh,
That I felt a little uncomfortable. I was like,
But you're trying to say after she was cursed basically after she broke up?
Absolutely.
Because I don't know.
Yeah, we got something in common. All those songs she was singing, well, I'll leave it alone.
So anyway, Alicia Keys, I think, just unfortunately for her that, and she's got a great relationship with Swiss's former wife.
And that's very healthy.
That's good.
That is great.
Yeah.
That is
and I
great.
think Swiss's wife said that, it's not what y'all think. It was not.
People like to make up a narrative. They don't know.
Yeah.
I think she's a great woman.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's down to
sounds
earth
like
and
she's
genuine.
just spending more family time and working on other things, maybe.
Yeah.
What are your favorite hobbies? Like what to de-stress or just something fun you like to do?
I stream a lot of television. So one of my favorite shows that is to I know Al is like shakes his head. He can't even believe it's on the air. And I wonder when it's coming back. The Circle.
Never. Hopefully never.
The Circle on Netflix.
I think I've seen a little bit of it. I know what you're talking about. I would have never guessed.
I think just
is it like a guilty pleasure?
I don't know. I just like when they say, okay, emoji, smiley face. It's just so funny to me. But I know. But the other one that I've really been drawn to is Traders on Peacock. And I think I love the psychology part of it because you're really strategizing. You get trying to figure out how people are building trust, how trust is broken. And so I'm not kidding. Like I saw the second season, then I went back and caught up, and then they had Traders, New Zealand, Australia, London.
Oh,
I've
you
watched
like
I've
all
watched
of
all
them.
of them,
Yeah.
and I just study the people and how they act. But I love
Now,
that
Traders,
show.
Traders is not bad. So I'll pay attention to
Yeah.
Traders when she's watching that. But that Circle, I think that's one of the worst shows. Yeah.
I
didn't
think
know that show was
Netflix.
still on.
Yeah, I don't think it is. They should have had another season by now, but they haven't.
Yeah,
So I need to write Netflix.
Somebody's
Say,
probably
what's
like,
up?
"What we
What's
doing?"
up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know why I like this show though, but
yeah, it's good. The one of the deals we've got going on right now, Monument, we have a contest going that a production contest, and the winner gets to choose between a trip to Hawaii or they get to go to London/Paris. So 7 days in Hawaii or 7 days between London and Paris. And so as they were talking about that yesterday, about where they would go if they win, it came up. They asked me, and I said, well, I know how things work in my household. It would not be my choice. So even if I did want to go to one, it'd really be depending on what Angela would want to do. And so I said between Hawaii and London, Paris, you would want to go to London and Paris. Would that be?
that would be correct. That would be
Why
correct.
is that?
Last year when we went, there were a lot of monuments and things that we didn't get a chance to see. It went so fast. I feel like we did a drive by London and Paris, so that's pretty. I've always dreamed of going to Paris, and so finally having the opportunity to go, I was just so amazed. My heart was filled. It helped me realize how young America is when you see buildings, that were built like in the 1500s. But then just staring at the Eiffel Tower, it's just like, man, I've seen it in books all this time, but to finally see it with my own eyes was amazing. But there were several places we did not get a chance to see. The Latin Quarters in Paris, where Langston Hughes and James Baldwin, who is one of my favorite authors, lived. Just want to go there. I don't think we really experienced the food. We were just so busy sightseeing. We didn't have like a food tour. I'm not a shopper, so I didn't really care about that aspect of it.
Yeah, we did go to, obviously we didn't buy anything in it, but Harrods department store is like crazy. Like, wow.
That's cool that y'all went there.
Yeah, we did check that out and to see the way the people were just dropping money like it was, like it was nothing.
It was just, it was another, they live a different level.
Yeah, it's a whole different setup over there, but it was great. I do think though, if it were, I loved Paris and London, and I really wish we had seen a little more of London. I thought Paris was great. We didn't see enough of Paris either, but Hawaii is such a beautiful place and such a de-stressor. So I don't know. I think I would probably do.
They're two very
Hawaii.
Different, or three, whatever. But
Experiences.
because Hawaii's more of nature. But I do like, because that's my first time in Europe last year. Just seeing, like you said, things that the places that you read about. I like that about travel in general.
Right.
But then, like you said, the old buildings, like. Yeah, like I know one place we stayed, like it still had like the old doors, like the keys. I was like, what in the world?
Right.
But there's
very old school, and we're not used to that. So like Dallas is about to knock over City Hall,
because I love history and I love like architecture and stuff like that. I'm like, y'all don't care, y'all demolish it, put up a box.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because of deferred maintenance. The reason it's in condition is because y'all haven't kept it up. And so we're going to just knock it over.
Yeah, that's not good.
We don't care about history here.
No.
Clearly.
No.
But I digress.
Yes. So
wait, so which one you would have picked? Hawaii? What's your choice?
you're kind of a water person because you even like
she is
even
a water
locally,
person.
You like
she
to get
is always on a boat.
And a boat creeps.
Always.
Yes.
Even in the winter, I think she's on a boat.
I'll be on a boat in the winter. I don't even like the cold. If it's warm outside. No, I do love nature. I love hiking. So Hawaii, I would definitely do the beaches, the hiking. I love food, so I would do the food, all that, and adventurous stuff. But I also love history. Yeah. But you know what's crazy? London and Paris have never been on my top places I don't know. I just feel like I'll go, but I feel like I'm not gonna be there. I'm like, all right, let me see what I need to see and get up out of here.
So you could do the drive-by tour like we did.
I think I could do the drive-by. I don't know, but I've never been, so I don't know. I may like it more than I think.
I think you would like it more than you think.
Okay.
I think the Louvre is such an amazing experience when you have it's the most famous museum in the world. And so when you hear museum, you have an idea what but then when you go to a place like that, the incredible works of art that are in that place and how old it is, and you're like, this is a must see. It feels like a bucket list item, right? And so to do that, and then you see the Eiffel Tower and all that, but it's just the experience of being over there. And you got to remember, I immediately start thinking about, World War II and all the stuff that has happened here. And, it's just amazing. So history wouldn't make it a tough decision because history kind of wins out sometimes for me too because I'm so into it.
Well, you got the Pearl Harbor.
Yeah,
that's true. That's a very historic situation.
Hey Al, tell quickly. I know we don't have all night to talk, but tell a funny story about the tour guide at the Louvre breaking it down when the person had the foot on the wall.
Yeah. So the Louvre. So we did, and if you do the Louvre, you should go with so you can hire a tour guide to do it with the tour guide because the tour guide knows how to navigate because that place is huge
English,
and speaks English and so it's always would be an American. I was like, man, what are you doing?
Oh, of course.
So the walls in you got to remember how old this place is, and there's art on the walls, right? The building itself is art, right? So this person is relaxing and then leans up and kind of puts his foot on the wall. What? And the tour guy was like, no.
The disrespect.
Yeah, and he was like, no. And he said, I can't remember. What did he tell him? He said, because we don't, he said.
He broke it down like first it's your foot, then you put a stain, and then the stain grows, and then next thing we have to redo the whole place.
That's right. It was something like that. He progressed it as to, you're doing this and next this is going to happen, then we have to replace everything. And, just kind of gave him a look like, you need to respect this, right? Yeah. And then I'm sitting there looking
Of course it was an American.
Yeah, and I was like, man, look at you making us look bad.
But let me tell you something else that happened in Paris. So I learned French in elementary school. Like they had someone come and teach. So not fluent, but just enough. And then I took French again in high school and college. So I know enough words to navigate the city. Al was treating me like I was fluent in French. What are they saying? What are they saying?
I mean, she don't want to have to do it out. Every chance she got, she's trying to throw some French at her. So I'm like, well, what's happening? And I will tell you this too. Those who want to go, so Moulin Rouge, right? It's very historic and old.
Y'all went there?
Oh, and it was
horrible.
It was awful.
It was horrible.
The show was, you could tell
never
that show, it would never end.
Oh, I think I remember y'all telling me.
And I was like, man, what?
They didn't have an intermission for y'all to get up
No.
No, and actually the acts that weren't part of the Moulin Rouge are the ones that we enjoyed better.
Yeah, they had some other acts in there. They were better. But you could tell this is probably the same show that they put together in 1978, 79, and they just kind of run it. It feels like that. It feels like, I
felt trapped.
And I didn't know how to, because, you pay some money to get in there. But I was really looking at Angela like, can we just go?
And then the lady, because you're seated with other people, and so the lady that was seated with us, she was like,
she loved it.
She thought it was the best thing ever with her daughter. It was just,
she loved it, and
So I'm like, what is she seeing that I'm not?
Yeah, that's right. She was with her daughter. And the daughter, how old was the daughter?
I don't know.
Because they in the topless and all that kind of stuff. I was like, what's happening in here? I mean, it was people that didn't need to have their tops out. I was like, what is this? What is happening? And it's too long. And every time I thought it was over, to the point where it made me laugh. Because now I'm laughing. It's hysterical to me because it felt like a joke. Like somebody was doing this to us. Like it would never end. I was like, okay, it's got to be over now. And then they come with they got another little song, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
That's how we felt.
Yeah. So Moulin Rouge, good. Take a picture on the
customer
outside.
service was really nice though when we were coming in, and leave. Like they were so nice. Matter of fact,
They were
because
good
Al had the boot at the time, and so there's I guess a holding line to let people in. But they had us. They saw his boot. They let us in the back.
And they had, because those places are so even the little elevators are so rickety and old, and so they took us to a special way
back
to get
door.
So, took
us right to our seats. Bonsoir, bonsoir. They were so nice.
Does it say bonsoir? What is bonsoir?
Good evening.
Okay, bonsoir. And I was like, what's the word for good night? Well, because that's what I was ready for. Good night would
I think
never
bonsoir
come.
could be either one.
Okay,
I don't know.
well,
Bon nuit. I think maybe, I don't know.
Make it in.
Somebody will comment and say.
Yeah. How do you make it in? So anyway, if you're going to Paris, great. Take a picture on the outside. It's historic. And
okay. So the lady at the salon where I get my hair done, I knew she went to Paris and she was talking about going to Moulin Rouge and that she enjoyed it. So I'm like, well, she said that on Facebook. That really, you may put that on Facebook, but really, did you enjoy it?
Did you ask her when you came back?
No, I asked her before we bought the tickets. I said, hey, I know you said you enjoyed Moulin Rouge, but is it really good? Oh, yes, it's the best.
Maybe she did.
And she could have. And two, we went on a weeknight. So I think it might have been the third string.
But it's still the choreography.
But maybe they would have been.
But you like theater and music. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. That's probably why.
But I would say the non-Moulin Rouge acts, weren't they doing basketballs, tossing and swimming underwater, dancing at the pool, see-through pool or something?
Yeah, so
that was amazing.
So you can tell they brought in other acts to augment the show.
And
they were.
It was like a hodgepodge. Yeah,
it's like it's a vaudeville show.
I'm
almost,
actually
right?
interested.
Yeah.
Like, how long was this? Like 3 hours?
It felt like it was not 3 hours.
I was just so glad we didn't get dinner tickets because we could have had.
And we would have been there even longer.
Yes.
They have like a dinner show.
Yes.
Okay.
And
they feed dinner, like you can purchase dinner pre-show.
Oh, okay.
And then those who did not purchase the dinner, then you come in and you fill in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's stuck in the late 70s, early 80s. And it's just like, so miss that. So don't do that. It's so much. You only have a limited amount of time. You
or people may like it. We don't want to put. Yeah.
No. But Paris, loved it. What's the other museum? Not the Louvre, but
d'Orsay.
Museum
d'Orsay.
That's the one that had the
Van Gogh pieces.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to have the another piece of art that I've always wanted to see personally is the Degas little dancer statue. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, where are we gonna find it? Where is it? It was on tour in America.
So it wasn't there.
It wasn't there. It was in DC.
America.
Yeah, it was in DC at the time. So it's there now. So hopefully we'll go back and I get to see it.
Dallas.
I know that would be great. I have what do you call it when it's not? Of course, it's not the original, but a copy of it I bought. So I really want to see that.
So when y'all gonna go back to Paris or London or Europe at all?
We needed to go. We really needed to.
When are we gonna have another European summer?
I
wish.
I want to go to Rome next.
I do want to go to Italy. Mm-hmm. I love Spain, but I do want to go back because I did Barcelona, I did Lisbon, Portugal, and Barcelona and Ibiza. But I want to go all over Spain. Barcelona I love, but I want to go all over Spain. I want to go all over Italy.
Mm-hmm. That's what I wanted to go to Rome, take a train to Milan, and then spend a day in Venice.
Marcella, you've done that, haven't you? That's what I thought.
And wait, you had I know we're all talking to her like she
like she's on the mic.
How's the I guess I'll ask you later. The student, because he was from Italy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Outside of Rome.
Yeah.
Is he doing well?
Yeah,
Yay.
we still talk to him. He's doing like a medical path in university.
Okay.
First official year on campus.
Nice.
So he's stressing.
He was a nice young man.
Yeah, and he was GPISD for a minute while he was here, right?
Yeah.
So cool. Excellent. Well, Angela, Dr. Herron, don't let these people be out there believing, just call her Angela.
Just call me Angela.
Okay, so what about it? Is that all situations? So let's say we out and about and you at a place.
How do you introduce yourself at a formal?
It depends on where if it's just a meeting at work, I'm Angela Herron. Like I don't want to.
So where do you have to be Dr. Herron though? Because you've gotten a little feathers ruffled a little bit if they didn't properly acknowledge you at something. I've been to something.
So in your professional settings, you tell them, "Oh, I'm just Angela."
It's a lot of doctors at work, so it's no big deal.
Okay.
Yeah. I do enforce it if I think somebody's trying to
undermine you.
Yeah, and be disrespectful, and it not because of the doctor part, but the behavior. Mm-hmm. So I there have been opportunities where I may have to flex that, especially like customer service situations when you're complaining. Throw that in. They don't know that I'm not a medical doctor, but just say doctor and. It happens.
That doctor just gives you a little bit more respect. It don't matter what. It don't matter what it's for. I'm
Trust me, that customer service person going like, yeah, and I'm here.
She said, "I'm gonna let you know."
Yeah,
it's Dr. Herron, actually.
It's probably stuff with the boys. I probably used it when I'm trying to get something pushed through.
Yes, Mom.
So anyway, I want to say thank you very much for coming and hanging out with us today. This was very informative.
And we'll have her back.
Yeah. Absolutely. Can't wait to see and hear from and read your posts.
Lessons in Real Time on Substack.
Lessons in Real Time on Substack. And we'll make sure that we promote that heavily. And so, again, this was a great conversation. Thank you for hanging out.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
All right.
Yes.
Oh.
Don't forget.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. It's been so long. So we are back. So please like, subscribe, do all the things, share the Herron Talks podcast. And we will be back again. We're going to, I promise you, we're going to get pretty close to having one of these every week. So very good. Thank y'all for joining us today. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.